is that the?
It's a little high,
Is that
but it's fine.
is that chord okay for you?
Yeah. I can do it.
Are we doing the?
Yeah.
If you want it lower, that's a whole other.
No,
Yeah,
no, let's
no,
keep
we're
it
not-
that
yeah,
way.
we'll
Let's
keep
keep
it
it that.
at that. I can-
That's like at the end of my range, but I think I'll just go down an octave when I can't pull it off anymore.
Yeah, we know. You got it.
Oh, the greatest.
Don't even tease it.
I'm gonna get a purple wig for this one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's 1, 2 where you like for part of it you say like go a little quieter too for.
Oh, is that a good idea?
Yeah.
Start off slower.
Or start it like going.
Quiet during the verses and loud during the donalan.
Wait.
Yeah, so you
You follow. You can. Yeah. It'll make sense.
when you get to la ba do, you kind of do it a little quiet.
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah.
like
You write your twos weird.
That looks like a 7.
I'm like old. My handwriting is getting
Because you
bad.
wrote that down and I'm like going to page 70 and I'm like, what?
Look, I mean,
I'll be right back.
wait a minute.
I'll be right back.
All right, we'll start in like about 3 minutes if everyone needs a bathroom break. You mean Marielle sounds good, and I'm like. I don't know. So we have 2 Shehechianu moments tonight. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We have 2 Shehechianu moments. Well, like when everyone gets back, but I will explain what they are when everyone gets back before we start the service. I don't know. I share my life in terem call. Yitir livra liet nasam. Hefsoko. As I melech shemoni kra.
Because of the
I know.
yeah, that's a nice idea.
Well, that's one of the Shechianas. That we're gonna. It's the first time that we, as a congregation, are having people bring in food from their own home.
Big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. So I will explain that when we get back. Oh, I have to turn my mic off. I have to turn my mic off while I'm talking to you. So for those of you who are watching on the Zoom or our live stream, we're going to be beginning the service in just a couple of minutes. We're welcoming people into the room, and we will be starting in just a couple of moments. What? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Randy, do we have those, we don't have those background lights? Is that a Matt thing? Matt does that like sort of colored mood lighting? That's a Matt thing. All right. What? You're like the Mr. Tech Guru and you don't have to turn the lights on? That's pretty funny.
He's the sound guy.
All right, you're the sound guy. You're right. I'm moderately colorblind myself, but not fully colorblind. Okay. Does anyone want to try to push the on-off button for the lights? No, I know. I mean, if they're there. They do?
There's no on off.
Probably like accessible through some sort of iPod or iPad or something.
Oh, okay. makes it look much nicer for people who are watching.
It does look. I was watching the live stream. Miss Susan was showing me it, and it looks really good with the lights. Miss Susan, she came up. She said, "Do you know your parents are famous?" I love Miss Susan.
Well, Miss Susan is the
She
best
said she'd
ever.
be here tonight. Oh, there she is. She'd be
There
here.
she is. Her ears were burning. All right. You're my hero, Randy. You're my hero. That's good. It's fine. It's good. Can we start, or are you okay with us starting? Oh, yeah, you have to just...
Oh, sorry.
Whoops. Shabbat shalom to everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make two we have two Shechianu moments tonight. Two things that we are doing for the first time. The first is that Randy's walking back over to that sound console over there, but basically, we have new speakers, new microphones, and new cameras so that the quality of what people experience both here, but if you're watching virtually, is going to be very much enhanced, and the sound quality should be much better as a result of that. So we can say Shechianu for that, but we are also a little later, many of you I hope will be staying for our first ever people can bring food, dairy or parve, in from their own homes, and provided it is served on paper and thrown away immediately and not going into our kitchen. Shechianu moment of getting to taste people's food that they may have prepared at Beth Shalom congregation. So those are two beautiful, beautiful things. By the way, the latter decision about the kashrut was made after much consultation with our religious life committee and a subcommittee that worked very hard to prepare our kashrut policy. So we're very excited to be able to inaugurate our new sound system and our new potluck dinner policy at Beth Shalom congregation. So join with me as we say Shechianu for the gift of doing things for the first time. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. All right, well, welcome, and we want to thank these wonderful, wonderful musicians and Marielle, if you haven't heard Marielle sing, you are in for a treat. So we are, I'll introduce everyone if you don't know everyone a little bit later, but these folks have come in. They get here at least an hour before the service starts, do a little rehearsal. If you are Mitch, you're bringing your drums in more than an hour before, so we really appreciate, and our chazan is away on vacation, so we're still making music. It's a different kind of music, but we hope that you will be singing with us. These are some melodies from a neshama service of about 6-7 years ago. So for those of you who like the oldies but goodies, that's what we're doing. So join with us, please. ahead with us, if you will, to page 15 as we continue Psalm 95, Luchu Neranena. To page 16 as we continue. 4 lines from the bottom of this page, Psalm 96. Yismachu Hashamayim. The heavens will rejoice. Yeah, I don't know Shamayim, V'tagel ha'aretz, Yiram hayam, Omelacham, Yismachu hashamayim, V'tagel ha'aretz, Yiram hayam. Everyone knows this next one, so there's no excuse for not everyone singing at the top of their lungs. We're doing Romamu on page 19 of this Siddur. This is one that hasn't changed for a long time. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'yishachavu lehakosho. Romamu Adonai continuing on page 20, you'll see in the italics at the top of the page, it's customary to stand. I invite people to decide if what you need to do for Shabbat is to, for this one, you'd be experiencing Shabbat more in your seats or more standing. So whatever is your Shabbat would feel more Shabbistic to you. Stand or sit as we continue page 20 with Mizmor LeDavid, Psalm 29. Mizmor LeDavid, Havul Adonai v'Levi, Havul Adonai, Havul Adonai, Havul Adonai, Havul Adonai, V'hadrak Kodesh, Havul Adonai, Ahamayim, El HaKavod, Adonai, Hayim Rabim, Kol Adonai, Kol Adonai, Behadar, Kol Adonai, Shomer Razim, Vaishomer Adonai, Et Arzeh Haladon, Yartidem Kemoen, Lebanon Yusin, Kemoen Re'edim, Kol Adonai, Kotzei Bavutesh, Kol Adonai, Yahakil Midbar, El Adonai, Midbar Nahades, Kol Adonai, Yecholeh El Hayadot, Ketesoh, Yehan, Please be seated. So we're going to continue with Lecha Dodi. Is anyone? Yeah, Joe, we forgot to bring some water. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Sure? Okay. We're going to continue with Lecha Dodi, and we're going to, this is actually a melody that Cantor Weber wrote, and we are going to be doing all of the verses on page 21 before we conclude with the final verse on page 22 and invite you to greet the Shekhinah as we face the entrance to the building and conclude on the bottom of page 22. Page 21, Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kabbalat, B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kabbalat, B'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Shavor v'zachor v'dibor echad, Hishriya El HaMeyuchad, Adonai Chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Inare me'afar komi v'imshi bigdei tifartechami ayaten yishai be'et halachmi arma'el nafshi ge'ala. Chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki va'oreh uni ori, uri uri, shir daveri, kavod Adonai alai v'nena. Chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Boi v'shalom ateret mala, gam v'simcha u'v'sochona, tov v'emuneh, am simcha, boi chala. Chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. 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 We're going to invite those of you in the process of mourning and observing a yard site to remain standing as we conclude Kabbalat Shabbat with the Mourner's Kaddish on page 24. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'yalma divrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael b'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mivorach Leolam Omei Omaya. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei D'Kudashah B'richu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tush B'chata V'nechemata Damiran B'yalma V'yimru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. We ask God who brings peace and comfort on high to bring peace and comfort to all of you who are remembering your loved ones. Val to the rescue, thank you. So first of all, I want to thank Lisa and Tess and Kathy and Mitch and Marielle for being here tonight and lending their gifts to our community. We are very blessed by each and every one of you, so thank you for being here. And I want to just invite us. We're a little bit larger group than we often are on Friday night here in person, because we're going to potentially taste each other's cooking. But I want to just invite you just for a kavanah, a little mindful intention about this week's Torah portion. It's a double parashah, Maseh Matot. We conclude the book of Numbers. Mark Love will be speaking about it tomorrow. If you're here for Shabbat services, he is our speaker and our teacher of Torah tomorrow. So we'll hear Mark's interpretation of the parashah. I don't know what he's saying, but I want to just invite you to think about the fact that this is the conclusion of the book that recounts 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. And if we think back on that 40-year odyssey, it's not always filled with great moments. There are a lot of I think I've said this on many occasions. One of my teachers, Rabbi Art Green, said that if we were going to name each of the 5 books of the Torah by their major theme, a good candidate for the theme of the book of Numbers would be Sefer Kvetch, the book of kvetching. Lots of kvetching going on here. And the last Torah portion, Maseh, actually details, it's a little bit repetitive, but it goes through the 42 places that the Israelites wandered to, encamped, and stayed at throughout their 40 years. And it's just an interesting question, given the fact that so many of those years were not always ones in which our ancestors were particularly at their finest. The question is, why would the Torah recount each and every one of those stopping places on the journey? And one of the questions that I think it asks us to consider, I don't have an answer for you, but I think one of the questions I'd love you to think about is that part of what we are asked to do is to think about how we can bless the journey that we're on and the stops that we've had and the life that we are living and that we have lived. And that if we are very fortunate, we can actually look back at some of the most difficult times of our lives and find a blessing in it. And so even though the 40 years were not always filled with obvious blessing, there were some good moments, but not all of them were good. The question I think we're invited to consider is, are we able to bless the journey as we look back on our lives, even when there have been some really difficult moments in our lives? And by the way, if any of you were here last Shabbat, you got to hear Marcel talk about a journey that was far from an easy journey, but yet she is here to bless the fact of being here. And all of us can look back on the journeys, and maybe, not all of us, again, there may be tragedies that we've experienced that we can't find a blessing for. I want to acknowledge that. Theologically, there are some things that just maybe are not things we can ever understand or find a blessing for. So please don't fear what I'm saying as saying, you've got to find a blessing in the terrible things. Not what I'm saying, but I'm asking us to consider how, even during the times that are difficult, can we find a way to bless the journey? Shabbat Shalom. We're going to invite you who are able to rise to do so. We're continuing with the evening service on page 28. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch hamevorach le'olam va'ed. We are seated as we continue privately. Ma'ariv aravim, Baruch atah olam. Ma'avir yom u'mehevi laila, ma'avdil ben yom u'vein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv aravim. Join with us and with our musicians as we sing Ahavat Olam, page 29. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha Avta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chugim Psatim, Adonai Eloheinu, Yishachenu, U'Mechumeinu, Nasiya, Bechugecha. תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'adecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'lechtecha v'derech uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha ug'shartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam hamezuzah beitecha u'visharecha. We'll continue privately through the bottom of page 30. V'hayam. I'm picking up 4 lines from the bottom of page 31. Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim echem mahani Adonai Elohechem asher otzeitchi etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Amen. Continuing page 32, Emet v'nakol zot v'kayam aleinu. U'malchuto b'ratzon kiblu aleihem, Moshe v'nei Yisrael lachanu shira. B'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam. Close to the mic.
Like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai?
this to the folks who are here rehearsing the song. This melody for Mi Chamocha is an incredibly beautiful statement of the words that it is that we're singing. Like, who is like you? Who is like you? That melody with Mariel's voice soaring over it is exactly that. Who is like you? Among anything that we can possibly think of and know of, who is like you? Majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders. Song of ultimate praise and gratitude brought to you by these lovely folks in Mariel. So, who is like you, God? We are grateful to be able to continue the service on page 33. I'm going to just take a quick sip. And Mariel's going to lead us in a round, which we haven't done in a while.
If you want to follow me, this side.
If you want to follow me, you can be on this side. Ufros sukat shlomecha, baruch ata Adonai, hapore sukat shalom, aleinu v'al amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. So this is the Craig Taubman Vishamru, which we all love this one. So you can get in touch with your inner rocker on this one. We're old, we know it, but I'm old, but...
Shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat v'dorotam v'ritolam Shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat v'dorotam v'ritolam Israel, Oti, 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 Le'olam, V'shamru השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם.
Yeah. We're going to invite you to rise if you are able. We'll have some quiet time. Continuing with the Chatzi Kaddish and then the Amidah privately, beginning page 35. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba v'yamad divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman karim v'yimeru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam le'om me'almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitroma v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran bi'alma v'yimeru. Amen. Those of you who have concluded, you should feel free to be seated. We're going to be continuing in the middle paragraph of page 38. We're going to ask God that the words that we are praying will reflect the fullness of our hearts and that they will be acceptable to you, O God. You Ratzon, page 38. Ratzon imrefi, ve'yon libi lefanecha. Ratzon imrefi, ve'yon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri. We're going to invite everyone, even if you didn't RSVP, to come and be part of our inaugural potluck Shabbat dinner at Beth Shalom following the service, which we'll do Kiddush at, so we will not do Kiddush here. But we will invite you, if you're able to rise, to do so as we continue with Aleinu on page 51. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tet gedula liotzer reshit, shelo asanu kagoyecha ratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gahar aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Kakatuv b'toratecha Adonai imloch leolam vahed v'nehemar v'haya Adonai melech al kol haaretz vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad Ushema, Ushema, Ushema Echad. Again, we invite those of you who are in the process of mourning or observing a yahrzeit to remain standing. We continue now on page 52 with Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael b'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach li'olam olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudasha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata. Damiran bi'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'imromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Please be seated. So once again, I want to thank all of you, my wonderful Neshama band friends, and Marielle, you're a Neshama band friend too, for being here. Lisa and Tess and Kathy and Mitch and Marielle for making, I think, pretty beautiful music, even though the cantor's not here. So, so thank you for lending your gifts to this beautiful service. And we want to, again, it's nice to see so many of you here for our inaugural potluck dairy parv Shabbat dinner at Beth Shalom congregation. And we're going to adjourn. I want to give everyone here an assignment for the dinner. My assignment is that you will find someone at Shabbat dinner that you haven't met yet and introduce yourself to that person, so that everyone who is here, and some people may be here for the first time, will feel like they are being welcomed. So that is a promise that I'm asking all of you to do. Don't just sit with the people you know, but find someone you don't and say hello and introduce yourself. That would be lovely. So thank you for agreeing to do that without agreeing to do that. I appreciate it. You've just entered into a binding contract. I will admit to not having brought my announcements with me. So that means I'm not going to do announcements except to say Mark is going to be teaching us tomorrow, so be here to listen to him. All of you who are watching on the Zoom or live stream, we're glad you're with us. Next Shabbat, is there anything on the calendar? Yeah. So I don't know if you guys can, whatever, you've already done enough, but the cantor's still away next Shabbat, so you can tell me what you want to do. I'm open. Let's just say I'm open. But anyhow, so by the way, Tisha B'Av, we are in the 3 weeks between the 17th of Tammuz and the 9th of Av. And so Wednesday night is Tisha B'Av, a week from Wednesday. And we will, a lot of people are away and down the shore, so we are doing an Erev Tisha B'Av service on Zoom only. But I would love to have someone who would, or a few people who'd want to read some interpretive English poetry along with our lamentations, our reading of Eicha. So if any of you would want to read some poetry in English, please be in touch with me after Shabbat for Wednesday night, whatever the date is, a week from this Wednesday. The 26th, yeah. So be in touch if you'd like to be doing some Eicha. And by the way, we are hosting the Israel Scout Group on August 1st. What day of the week is that, since I don't really know my dates? Tuesday. So bring out your inner scout and your love of Israel and join with us. We're hosting Tuesday, August 1st, and that's all the announcements I'm going to make. We get to do that really fun Adon Olam, guys, the Eagle Eye Cherry Adon Olam. So please join with us. Page 54. Asher Asher Malam B'terem Kol Yitzir Nira V'yein Nasa V'efso Kol Hazan El Shemo Nikra V'yacharei Yichlok HaKol Levado Yimlok Nora V'hu Hayam V'hu Hoveh V'hu Yeh V'tiparah Adon Olam Asher Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nira V'yein Nasa V'efso Kol Hazan El Shemo Nikra V'hu Echad V'yein Sheni V'hamshilo V'hamira V'lireshi V'litachli V'lo Ha'oz V'ham Yisrael Adon Olam Asher Asher Malach B'terem Kol
יציר נברא לי את נסי בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ולי וחי גולי וצרוכב לי ועץ הרע ומוני סיעוד נצי ומנוס לי מנקוסי ביום אקרא אדונו אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לי את נסי בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא בידו אף כי ברוכי את אישה והעירה והם ברוכים לפי עתיד אדוני לי ולא יראה אדון לב אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לי את נסי בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון לב אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לי את נסי בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא Shabbat Shalom! Oh, that was too fun.